Hello, welcome to our channel Raj K Asrar, where Asrar means secrets, and I, Raj Sejpal, take you through all my travels around the world to share a first-hand, candid experiences, just as how I felt it. Now, our channel doesn't believe in spoon-feeding you with itineraries, but what you could expect is an overview of any particular place, just how it is. The good, the bad, the ugly, and quite often the underrated. And also, we like to add a little bit of trivia along with our videos, because what's the fun in visiting a place or getting to know a place without knowing what it stands for? So today we're going to cover Iceland as our first destination. So let's transport you to the land of fire and ice. Hope you enjoy it. Iceland, the land of fire and ice. I remember the day we were told by our dance director that our next trip was to Iceland. I was sort of confused because I always heard about Iceland, but it was never a bucket list destination for me. But upon Googling, I found out that this country is truly unique. The combination of volcanoes and snow gave Iceland its iconic title. We started rehearsing for the upcoming shows and were simultaneously excited to see this one-of-a-kind destination. Hi, we've just landed at the Iceland airport. It's pretty cold. It's 2 in the afternoon. Very bright again. It's a decent airport, not very big, not very small. Just have a look around. Headed to the baggage belt right now. There's this amazing wall just for the welcome. Just as you step outside the airport, the first thing you notice is not the infrastructure or the airport terminal. It is the sheer cold and brutal wind. From empty trolleys being pushed away to the struggles we had lighting a cigarette was evidence that Iceland was not an easy to visit, all-appeasing tourist destination like most of Europe is. It is a little overcast, but it's not raining. That's a good thing in itself. It's quite windy and it's so much fresh air. It's really exhilarating. And here we are at the airport. That's our coach about to get ready. The next 21 days would come with a fair share of challenges, and trust me, they did. The second setback was when we learned that Reykjavik was actually 51 kilometers away from the airport. Yes. So missing the coach was not really an option. Now you would argue, weren't there cabs? Of course there were. Now that's where the commercials of this place come into play. Iceland is one of the most expensive cities in the world. A perfect example where the value of currency is cheap, cheaper than the Indian rupee, where the cost of products are high, much higher than any other city in Europe. A typical medium-sized pizza was 2,500 Icelandic krones, that is around $18, and even to a decent Indian pocket, that's a pinch. More like ordering 2, if not 3 pizzas back at home of similar portions. Iceland takes pride in its clean, mineral-rich, natural tap water. Thankfully, it is free, and truly, the water felt more refreshing than any other water I've ever had. It had a different something about it. After 2 days of a lot of walking around and exploring, I'm here to present you an overview of Iceland. I'm right now in Reykjavik, the capital. And I'll be honest with you, I'll give you a hands-down second/third world review about this place. Firstly, it is very cold. So being cold is an understatement. Like compared to a lot of European nations, this is chilly. I mean, the winds are constant, the rains are unpredictable, and it's nothing like other European countries. It is harsh, to put it together in one word. So be well prepared. And secondly, a lot of things are different here for obvious reasons, but not exactly the ones that you would expect. Not in a good way, I would say. And a lot of things are good, but to start with, it is the local transport. It's non-existent. There's only buses and a few metro lines, but they won't get you anywhere. It's either you spend money on taxis and private cabs and buses, or private tours, or rent a car. The best thing you could do here is rent a car. We're yet to do that. I will have an update on how that went, the whole process and everything. As far as license is concerned, international driving license is not required as long as your domestic, your home driving license is in English or Roman. So that is out of the way. Apart from that, the people are very good. I didn't see any racism. I didn't feel any racism. They're warm, they're friendly. They're very, I haven't seen the nightlife as yet. So that is another thing we're yet to explore. Third day, we discovered a relatively cheaper way to go about, at least within the city. Presenting Zolo, an e-scooter with an app activation system that links to your bank account. You must very well be aware of it, where you can simply scan the QR on the bike you spot and activate the ride. Go around and stop the ride once it's done. It debits the amount based on the minutes you've ridden. In other words, it was simple, convenient, and a lifesaver in an otherwise expensive city. Now, although it says one person only, but we wouldn't have done it if we hadn't seen other people do it first. So monkey see, monkey do. Cannot blame us. However, it was also easy on the pockets and a definite plus. We visited beautiful places like the lighthouse, the Lagvegas Street, Whiddy Island. We cover them subsequently on the video, but the definite highlight right in the center of the city is the majestic church Hallgrímskirkja, or that's how I think it is pronounced. The iconic architecture keeps your eyes glued for a long time. It's enormous on the inside as it seems to be outside, and we were lucky to have visited where there was a beautiful choir being played and some amazing piece of piano being played was cherry on the top. Icelandic food, in my opinion, is not its strongest selling point. It revolves around fish, understandably, and the cod soup was delicious, mind you. But I would say there are other things in Iceland that steal your heart and senses, but food maybe isn't one of them. Now you see, Iceland is more about adventures than just city tours. By the second week, we made ourselves quite comfortable with Reykjavik. We had our rations in place, we knew where to go for what, and now I think was the time for us to go beyond Reykjavik. I managed to convince the entire lot to come together and rent a car, and the next thing you know, we were at Hertz, signing documents for the rentals.
Oh, figure out the car rentals. Let's hope we get one. It's quite last minute. We haven't really gotten the time to book it online. I've seen a couple of places, but wasn't really good. Let's see.
Let's not talk about the price because they keep shuffling as per the season, but the fact that there is no better way to truly see Iceland without a car is 100% true. Our Toyota Yaris automatic left-hand drive was a breeze and took us less than half an hour to get a hang of it. Post that, it was living a dream. I remember I hadn't been this excited stepping into the United States for the first time as I was when I set out in this car, crossing the borders of Reykjavik out into the wilderness. Now, another very outstanding thing about Iceland is that its landscape changes every few kilometers. A few minutes of grasslands would soon turn into a mountain road, which a couple of turns later lead to a plain. Talk about treat to the eyes. Destination 1 in the Golden Circle. Let's start with Silfra, tectonic plates. Excursions is how they like to call it. My first such excursion was swimming in between the tectonic plates. Now, before you get all excited, the popularized photo of a person scuba diving and touching both the plates simultaneously, it's completely fake.
This is the Eurasian and the American plates that is drifting apart every year by 2 centimeters. So at one point they were like really close to each other, but now it's more like almost 5 kilometers away. This is the American one, and the other ones, the Eurasian one, is 5 kilometers on the other side.
But let this fact not stop you from going for this excursion. What you see below is the crystal clear water, which is definitely worth experiencing. Destination 2, Gullfoss.
Gullfoss, supposed to be the second largest waterfall in Iceland and extremely beautiful, which it is. Some time ago in Iceland, it was proposed to be converted into a dam, but then there was this girl, a young girl, who protested against it, rightly so, and because of which the government, the authorities, didn't go ahead with the dam. And I'm glad they didn't, because they would have missed out on such a beautiful landscape. So that's Gullfoss for you guys. Have fun.
Destination 3, natural geysers that shoot up almost 30 feet high in the air. Every couple of minutes is an astonishing natural phenomena that you see. There are various small springs thanks to the geothermal activity, with some of them reaching as hot as 100 degrees Celsius. You might want to keep your hands off it. Destination 4, a decently long drive from the previous destination, that's the natural geysers. We drive to Wick, which is a small coastal town in the south of Iceland, famous for its black sand beach and the famous Bollywood song Gerua that was shot here.
Heard so much about the black sand beach. It's fucking phenomenal.
A must visit for the mesmerizing beauty of this ridge and the jagged rock formations that are remains of an ancient sea cliff.
It's very cold, guys.
Destination 5, Skogafoss.
This is Skogafoss. I think foss means waterfall. Okay, enough of the talk. Let's have a look.
Skogafoss is a majestic, otherworldly waterfall that leaves you awestruck just by the visual. Striking 60 meters over sheer rocky cliff would leave you stunned and wanting to freeze the time. There's many more glaciers and volcanoes on the eastern half of the island, which we couldn't cover due to the crunch of time. Rest assured, they are equally good if not better. You should not miss them. All in all, Iceland has much more to offer than one would presume. It scores a 9 on 10 on our S for Serendipity graph, which makes it a must visit for you all. An additional tip would be, although it's an expensive destination, but pre-planning and traveling in groups as small as 3 to 4 can significantly draw the cost down of hiring a car and B&Bs to the specific destination. The place is an entirely different world altogether that need not be missed. So until then, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. If you like what we're doing, if you like seeing our posts, if you like the content we're sharing, if you think it's helpful, so please, you know what to do. Just tap the like button and the bell icon and just keep getting such updates. Yeah, and any suggestions, please drop it in the comment box because we'd love to improve our system and make it as useful to you, as knowledgeable to you as possible. So see you on the other side. Thank you. Oh, and do not miss Whiddy Island, for it offers the best panoramic views of Reykjavik. A hot chocolate in the only shop there is a must try.